Fulfilling.
Grateful.
Accomplished.
My one word would have to be passion.
I've accomplished a lot personally and professionally.
Fulfilling.
Interesting.
Challenging.
I would say opportunity.
That's the easy one. Service.
Cooperative.
Has to be challenging, and I say that in a good way. I hate to be bored. I have not been bored since 1984.
When I was a child, my grandfather worked here.
My mom. She was here for 30 years. She started as a PBX operator.
I'm from Houma. I was born here at the hospital.
Worked her way up, and she retired as the Director of Purchasing and Materials Management.
Right out of high school, I always knew I wanted to work at Terrebonne General.
Well, I'm from Morgan City originally.
Well, I'm from Houma and knew that I would want to have a family one day and would need help raising kids and having a career.
Started when I was 23.
When it was time to pick out a major, she suggested nursing. I was like, well, okay.
I didn't know what I wanted to do here. I just knew that I wanted to be here.
First, I was part-time working.
Back in the 80s, I was in the oil field.
The position that was available was a good fit for me. It was a good match.
So I ended up applying for different positions in different departments.
I left an oil field job to take a transporter job while I was in school to be a respiratory therapist.
Finally, I got an interview for PBX.
And something open in accounting temporarily. Took it.
I first started here as a volunteer. It was in community relations.
I started off as a nurse extern while I was in school.
When I first came to Terrebonne General, I came as an extern when I was in nursing school.
And I just always felt so welcome by the staff here.
I knew that I didn't want to go any other place.
You know, this is the hospital, the place to be. So I kind of grew up with this hospital.
And I felt like it was a great fit.
It was a community hospital. All my children were born here, and now my grandchildren are being born here.
I started off as a telemetry nurse up on the 3rd floor.
Said, hey, you want a temporary job for 6 weeks?
And then after 10 years of respiratory therapy, I decided to switch gears and become a nurse.
Once I had my children, I changed to case management, where I've been for over 20 years in the critical care unit.
Great group of nurses, physicians, administrators.
And the rest is history.
Before you know it, 40 years have passed.
Back in all of those years ago, my preceptor was, of all people, Lucetta Sweet, Gussie Grove, Teresita McNabb, Cindy Duane.
Miss Lou Boudreau. She taught me everything that I needed to know.
When you're a sponge, you get to learn from all of those people that have that background.
Moving up from someone who worked in the supply department all the way up to my position now as controller, so I think that's accomplished.
I'm in the resource pool, so that gave me a lot of flexibility on my schedule. And
I didn't think I was going to be staying here because no one ever thinks of a hospital for accounting.
My focus was gastroenterology, and when I started, we still had the eyepiece scopes.
When I first started here, it was before computers. And so it was typewriter and carbon paper.
Back then, all the floors had carpeting on the patient floors. That was peculiar.
I worked 20 years on 4 South, a little bit over 20 years.
I did a lot of database upgrades for the blood bank side of the laboratory and pathology.
I started with paper charting, and then we went to McKesson.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of changes. It's been a ride, especially with Epic, electronic charting.
And let me tell you, in all those changes, it was...
It is very different. Of course, technology is a big part of that.
Our own switchboard has changed. We used to have a physical, not like the old-time plug-in switchboard like my mom used. Now that's on the computer.
I mean, technology is the thing that makes our jobs easier sometimes, and sometimes it's a little difficult.
When computers on wheels and documentation got a lot more accessible.
Physiology of the body is still the same, but the technology that we use to take care of people is ever-changing. So
it has grown tremendously with computerization, with instrumentation as well.
It's an innovative facility. You're always learning. You have support from people.
We're always very strong in cardiology.
I've witnessed a lot of growth in Terrebonne General.
Over the years, I think they have been able to grow other programs.
So when I look back on it all, it's just amazing to see the growth.
We have intensivist programs now, how we have hospitalists now.
At Terrebonne, you can advance laterally. If you don't like what you're doing, you can try a different department, and vertically. So
A lot of opportunities for nurses. You don't have to just pick one thing, and there's lots of different areas you can advance in, I think, for sure.
there's so many people here with longevity.
I've been under a few directors, and I learned from them, and there's little things that each one of them taught.
I learned as much going on as I think that I look back as well and have taught people, what I've learned from the doctors and nurses that came before me.
I think the biggest accomplishment is the ability to be able to train and mold new nurses.
If I don't know something, even after 37 years, if I'm not sure of something, I still ask, because you never stop learning.
My life experiences and my knowledge, I'm able to pass on to them to give them building blocks.
It's all about being a building block and getting those first blocks in there so we can see growth over the years.
As long as you are willing to put through the effort, you can go as far as you want here.
Everything that you do here matters, no matter what job you have.
And every day I still learn new stuff, and I'm not seeing it into that just yet, so it's very exciting.
Being available, learning how to deal with the public, talk to family members, talk to patients, educate.
I don't have one specific thing because there are just too many things that have been so good in my career.
The smallest thing that I can do just to make their experience a little bit better or their day a little bit better, to me that's always an accomplishment.
The whole implementation of Workday, it was a big accomplishment to replace as many systems as we did all at one time.
Getting my master's and becoming a director, also being nominated for Great 100 Nurses.
I would have to say I got the Daisy Award when it was first such a thing, and then I recently got it again. So it's huge to get compliments from patients and our family members.
You're making a difference in somebody's life.
We're there for families, we're there for the patients, we're there for visitors.
And you always have to bring your best self to your job every day.
I've worked at other hospitals, but never had a desire to stay.
And I think we had 5 of us in our family working here at one time. So it was a family place too.
There's a lot of teamwork.
Without the help and support of your coworkers, I don't think there's any way that anyone could be successful in their job, especially here.
You feel like a family here.
We are like a team, like family.
I feel like it stayed as a family unit.
I felt that I was part of something way bigger than me.
I'd say just a sense of community. Even just within these walls, it's like we're on our own little city.
It grows, it grows, it grows, it gets better. There's been challenges, after all these years.
Yes, we have some rough times.
Rita, Katrina, COVID, Ida.
One thing that was very impactful here in the community and in the hospital was when COVID hit.
But I did see some miraculous things, and I did see compassion beyond belief.
I watched our team of physicians, the hospital medicine doctors, the critical care intensivists attack it head on.
I was happy to be a part of that.
But we also have some great times, and we celebrate our great times.
My fondest memory, I guess, would be when I was selected for Employee of the Quarter. Back then, we used to do it once a quarter. Nice to be recognized for the hard work that you do, and also to incorporate your family, because my family was there.
The giant Christmas displays in the front of the hospital, and that was always really magical time.
A lot of the good memories are from working with people that work here outside the hospital, and that's with Team Terrebonne. The hospital is very involved in the community.
Well, I'm still a member of Team Terrebonne. Even though you retire, they have a category for extra people.
I like what I do, and I enjoy being with my coworkers.
Coworkers that have become friends, because a lot of them have been here for as long as I've been.
I met my wife here. We had our son here.
We do laugh a good bit, but we also know when it's serious time.
I remember one day, it was crazy. There was a lot of stress in the room. Our phone number in blood bank was close to a phone number at a seafood market. There was a phone call that Joe Mulbrew, our former blood bank supervisor, he took the call. Hey, you have any bald crabs over there? No, but we have a few live ones here.
My experience here during Hurricane Ida, that was a big one, and the red bags. Those who stayed here will know what I mean by that.
I think it's all about the camaraderie here and feeling like you're part of a family more than anything else.
I have a daughter who's also a nurse here.
My son worked here.
They will help you grow, and they will push you to be the best person that you can be.
It is a great place to work.
Great administration. They've allowed me to grow, and
that's what I've loved about my 35 years, because it's never been where I didn't like to come to work.
I'm happy.
I'm beginning my 30th year.
I am in year 36 now.
So when I think about it, it's hard to believe that it's been that long.
I've been here 30 years.
38 years.
35 years.
I plan to be here until I retire.
I wouldn't change anything, let's put it that way, because I think I turned out pretty good. You know, my mom raised me right.
It's been a great career here.
I love it every single day.
And remember, have a happy day.
It's more than just a workplace.
It just feels like home.